Hey guys, AJ here, back with another one. So, this is gonna be another reaction video. I'm kind of late to the whole Lolo Jones situation. I don't know if so. For all you listeners out there who are a little bit younger, who don't really know who Lolo Jones is, I know she's been in the news, but a lot of people don't really either pay attention to track and field, or I think she was famous a little while ago. So she's a track runner, and she got all this attention because she was kind of like the whole Tim Tebow thing. She was religious and Christianity and purity. Now, I'm not religious, so it's whatever, but she was kind of America's sweetheart or America's darling for a long time. And I remember that her teammates were kind of upset because they thought that they were better than her on the track, but Lolo, she would get all the sponsorships and all the interviews and all this other stuff. So I remember there being a little bit of animosity between Lolo Jones and her teammates. So if I can find the video of the rest of the team at the Olympics throwing shade because they got medals and Lolo didn't, I'll drop the link in the chat. I mean, in the description box. But anyways, so the Lolo Jones video where she's crying about not being able to have kids or whatever, or how she's too old or all that foolishness. Basically, she's 40 and she's never had sex because she's a virgin and she's waiting for her husband and blah blah blah. But she knows that she's 40 and she's gonna have a hard time having kids, so she's either freezing her eggs or doing IVF or both, which is gonna be kind of silly because she's gonna try and do, if she's trying to do IVF, she's gonna try and be a mother without ever having had sex. And if that isn't what's wrong with like this feminist thing where you would rather be a mother than a wife, I think that's the ultimate expression of like where that movement is kind of going, is saying I don't need a wife, I really don't need a guy, I'd rather be a mother first instead of a wife, or that being a wife is somehow more serious a commitment than being a mother when you can divorce but you can't take a kid back. So it's silly. It's just foolishness. So basically, that reminded me of this Kevin Samuels video from a long time ago. I would say like a year ago, and he was talking to this lady. She's in her 30s. No, I believe she's 43 or 42, and she's a born again virgin. So Kevin Samuels kind of, imagine he's having this conversation with Lolo Jones. I know that he did have a 45-year-old actual virgin on his show, but that conversation wasn't constructive at all. So this one, we're just gonna go through like the first 9 minutes of the clip because that pretty much sums up all the points. So let's just get into it.
Country and yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Well,
So
okay. You said you're single, no children,
yeah,
never been married.
Fair use, by the way.
All right. What do you want, or what did you, what is it you've ever wanted with a man in your life?
um
I'm gonna pause the video just real quick. Um, that short hair and all that. I don't know why women do that. Because this girl, she's an attractive woman, but the whole short hair, it's just one of those chicks that's relatively good looking, but probably tries to be a rebel, and I don't want to be judged for my looks and all of that foolishness. So let's get back into it.
gosh, okay, so to be honest, I've only had like two serious relationships.
Okay.
Other than that, I've dated, but it
Go to
just
college?
I did not.
Now she said dated. Now she wasn't giving up any coochie. So, do you think that the guys that she was with would be say that they dated her? Probably not.
All right. What do you do for a
I
living?
have
What do you do for a living?
I work in retail.
Okay. As an
Mhm.
associate?
Yeah, special.
Um,
I mean, I mean, I've been listening to all of these things, and like, according to the ladies that call you and the conversations you have, like, I have nothing. I'm just gonna be honest, but
At least she's being honest. I mean, it is what it is.
um, I have been waiting. I've been a Christian. I became a Christian at 21, and I have been waiting in purity for basically 23 years to find someone.
You've been waiting in what for purity, you say?
Yes. Yes. I do not have sex. I do
Here it comes.
not sleep around.
Are you saying you're a virgin?
Born again.
Ugh, absolute foolishness. We're going to put a little pause here. Gentlemen, to any listener who's listening, if you're a young man and you're out there dating, hell, if you're any man and you're out there dating, this born again virgin foolishness, don't even entertain it. If you're out on a date and some girl says, hey, you're cool, whatever, but I'm a born again virgin, come on, just get up and walk away. It's foolishness. She's given it up to someone in the past. This chick, it was a long time ago. And now she's going to make you wait for some quasi-religious reasons. It's a power play and it's foolishness. Get up, walk away.
If you want to say it that way.
How long has that been?
To my personal convictions, I've only fallen to sexual sin once in 23 years.
Only had sex once in 23 years. Think about that for a minute. Let's just let that settle in. Foolishness.
How long ago was that?
2016.
Okay, so your personal convictions, because I was Christian since 5 years old.
Okay.
How do you plan on handling your elder years, 65 to 85?
Good question. This is why I miss Kevin Samuel so much, because you would always ask these good questions. Because a lot of times these women don't think about this. They don't think about being 65 or 67 and what you're gonna do. What if you fall and break your hip? Who's gonna take care of you? Who's gonna bring you your medication? I mean, I'm 41 and I had knee surgery like a year ago, man, and it's not cool, man. You can't get up. You can't, get on and off the toilet. It's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? So people need, especially women who have a lot more elder care issues and a lot more elder care costs than men do. So it's something that she needs to think about, and all women who are her age, especially, they need to figure it out. Let's get back into it.
I do.
To the point you won't have a husband. You won't have a family or children.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be too old to really work to make significant income.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
I honestly don't know. I would like to be married, but I just not yet.
When did you become a Christian?
Just listen to how passive this girl is. Like, she's just, and what I mean by that, she's acting like stuff has just happened to her, and that she really hasn't had any nothing's her fault. And I don't know if she means to come off that way, but a lot of these religious chicks take on that, God hasn't brought me or God hasn't blessed me with mindset, meaning they're just sitting around waiting for stuff to happen. Let's get into it.
When I was 21.
So I can tell you, man, I'm hearing things that make no sense to me. How can you want to be married and you're a Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the husband? Where's Adam, Eve? Because what I hear, I'm gonna be honest, what I hear a lot of times is women using God and Christianity as an excuse for their fear. Mm-hmm. And why they didn't get out here.
Right on the head. Right on the head, gentlemen. Kevin Samuels dropping truth bombs. It's true. A lot of girls, they use this religion thing to either disqualify men or as an excuse to put up this shield so that they don't have to put themselves out there. And guys, guess what? Don't deal with it. Don't. Let's get into it.
There's no way you're supposed to be single.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're saying I'm not having
Honestly,
sex.
I know. I haven't really put myself out there. People have found me, honestly.
How have you look? Have you had any therapy?
Some I have, yeah.
Because this isn't normal, man. It's simply not normal. This is not even normal human behavior. You can't tell me my first commandment in the Garden of Eden was to be what? Fruitful and multiply.
Now, I know that, and I'm not even a Christian. Crazy, right? The thing that people don't get is, think about it. If a man were to have not had sex or had sex once in 23 years, they would call him an incel, or they would call him a loser, or call him all this stuff. And she controls access to sex, so that's even worse. Let's get back into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're 43, so that's pretty much a wrap.
You think so? Well, according to worldly statistics.
Oh, God, there it goes. According to worldly statistics. As if she's going to be some magic baby-making machine that won't be old. Come on now.
But I think it's possible to be married and be happy.
Ma'am, I don't care about... Now, this is why I'm going to be honest. You're not Sarah. You have to go that far. You think it's possible, ma'am? You work in retail. You're not Abraham. This is Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar.
I know that.
Okay, so what if it's possible? Can you afford? Because Wednesday I'm gonna be talking about this IVF stuff. Can you afford $12,000 to $25,000 per IVF treatment?
Now notice he said per treatment. If there's any women who are listening to this, it's per treatment, and that's not considering the genetic testing. The genetic testing is another $8,000. And then if the IVF doesn't work, which most of the time it doesn't, I have a couple friends who are trying to go through IVF. It's not cool. Then you might have to try and get us a surrogate, and that's like $20,000. So unless you got big bank, big stacks, you ain't gonna be getting no IVF. Let's get into it.
You didn't ask me if I wanted kids. I really don't desire to have children.
I said being a kids is over at the wrap. You said, well, you think so? So what? You made the statement.
I mean, I'm just thinking in regard to like even being married.
You don't even want to be, you're not thinking you want to be married?
No, I'm saying like, I would like to be married. I don't desire kids.
Why do you want to be married?
I think if I were to find my best friend, someone to be...
That's not what a husband...
There we go. If I can find my best friend. Number one, guys, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get married. Men, we tend to think about things a little bit more. But if someone asks you, why do you want to get married, and you pause like this chick did, don't get married. Know if you have a really good reason that you want to get married before you get married. And also, too, she said that she doesn't think she wants kids. I know that some manosphere guys are saying that if a chick doesn't want to have kids, there's something wrong. There's actually quite a few chicks out there who don't want kids. You know, it's hard to tell the ones who are serious or the ones who are just trying to rope you into just having sex so that they can get pregnant, and then, oops, I want to have kids. You don't got to use protection. That's a thing too. So just be careful out there. But there's nothing really wrong with a chick who doesn't want to have kids if she's actually serious about it. But if you're dating a woman that doesn't want kids and you do want kids, you cannot compromise on it. You can't. You just can't. Let's get back into it.
What his job is? Christian.
I mean, kind of. My job parents are best friends.
Hey, Christian. It's not what a husband's job is.
Okay.
You're not coming in with this now. You got the right one. That's not what a husband's job is, Christian woman. Was Adam Eve's friend?
No.
I love when Kevin Samuels breaks out his Bible thumping hat and these girls who claim to be religious have no rebuttals because they claim to be Christians, quote unquote, but aren't. I mean, I always take everyone at their face value if they say that they're a Christian or not, but I mean, their argument shouldn't fall apart if you just kind of know a little bit more about the Bible than they do, which is what's kind of happening here. But I think this point, because I've watched this video multiple times, and he is right. Men and women can't be friends, number one. And number two, like, your spouse isn't supposed to be your best friend. They're your spouse. Now, you guys can get along really well, but being your best friend, you should have a best friend that you can talk to, and hang out with. But your spouse, there are times where you're going to love them, you're going to hate them or whatever, but you're not supposed to be best friends. Let's get into it.
That's not his job now, is it?
I mean, the Bible, I mean, it says that she was his helpmate.
Helpmate. That means she had a job to do. She's supposed to help him tend to the garden. And what use, and see, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, you said you in this position because you've this religious reason, but you're not living that religion. This is Christian. This is Christian feminism,
AKA Lolo Jonesism.
You're using God. Women like you use God as a reason to mask your dysfunction. Dysfunction, inability to function. There's no reason that you should be 43 years old talking about you want to be married. Cool, you want to be married. I got a real hardcore question for you. Solid question. Reasonable though. Reasonable, not a diss, but a reasonable question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What value is a 43-year-old woman to a man in marriage?
Kaboom. Kaboom. That's it. That is it right there. This is what Lolo Jones needs to be asking herself. That is the question that any woman, even one who's putting out, should ask. But a woman who wants to wait to have sex until marriage, who's that age, come on, man. Let's see what she says.
I honestly don't know how to answer that.
Of course you don't. And that's going to be her problem. Now, this video keeps going on for a little while longer. Actually, a lot of while. This video is like 45 minutes long. But I just wanted to focus on this first part because it reminded me of this Lolo Jones thing. This woman's, she's a decently attractive, light-skinned chick or whatever, and she's 43 and she ain't been having sex and she's holding out and doesn't know what she wants. Lolo Jones is in the same situation and it's gonna blow up in her face. So let's see what good old Lolo said. Let's remind ourselves of what Lolo said.
We want a family. I've waited for my husband for so many years, and I'm just getting mad, and I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
I know it's all you've got to just be strong.
Lolo, this is the sound of the world's smallest violin. You had all the chances in the world. You're in shape. You're decently famous. You're pretty. And you have this virgin thing going on, but all the guys who you want, probably the athletes, entertainers, businessmen, they ain't trying to wait to have sex with a 40-year-old woman. And you can have all the music and all the, montage to make people feel sorry for you, but this is your own fault.
And it's a fight just to keep it together. I know you think that you are too far.
Blood work came back normal. Hormone levels are normal. So
I can't even watch this anymore. What a joke. I know that this channel is just starting out, and for anyone who's first watching this, or maybe it's down the line, and I have I have a few more subscribers, and you look back on this video and go, oh man, AJ's kind of mean. Hey, it is what it is. I just have this attitude of you made your own bed, now lie in it. And Lolo, you're gonna lie in this until you. I don't even know what you can do at this point. You're 40 and you want to do IVF, and then you want to be a single mom. Come on, man. Well, if there's any more updates on this, I'm gonna do another video or two. But until then, y'all, you guys be safe, and yeah, have a good one. AJ's out.